All right, so today one of our jobs is we're about to own this tent.
Get it tied up.
Now it's time for the job that everybody fights for. And this one's getting installed. Yeah.
Brown water.
Gotta love fire engine red.
Got a brand spanking new mainsail we're gonna put up. That one is like a ½ an inch too long.
It's actually upper body day. All right,
So
so
like drilling a hole in your boat.
isn't that like kind of something you don't want to do in a boat? Hi. This makes me nervous as hell. I think pretty much this amount of light is what it's been every night as we walked out of this boatyard.
What did you order, Brian?
I didn't order anything. What are you talking? This is some of the stuff that we've ordered over the last couple weeks. It could be anything from like emergency toys for Sierra to rebuild kits for the dive gear. We have solar panels, we have bottom paint, and then we gotta hope we don't get hassled by customs going across the border. Sierra.
No.
Come on, we're going to Mexico.
No.
We're gonna go to Mexico.
No.
Oh man.
After one heck of a week at the Annapolis Boat Show, it was time for us to return to Delos and face the never-ending list of boat projects that needs to be done before we cross the Pacific Ocean. And we had only 14 days to get everything done.
Look who's here. Hi, Ryan.
What's happening?
Look who I found roaming around the boatyard.
How's the travels?
It's great. 16 hours, but left home this morning and we're here and got to see Delos. And
Wow.
Brian and I are already starting to talk about the list that we got ahead of us for the next 2 weeks.
And in true Delos style, that list was incredibly ambitious.
Good morning. Time to start the workday.
Oh, good morning. Thank you. I'm happy to say that this video is sponsored by AG1 from Athletic Greens. I've been drinking AG1 for over a year now, and even in the boatyard, it's still part of my morning routine. AG1 is chock full of all kinds of good stuff. In fact, it has 75 whole food source vitamins, nutrients, and minerals from all over the world. So AG1 is my way of taking care of myself, and I've definitely noticed increased energy levels throughout the day. It supports my immune system and my gut with probiotics at the very same time. Plus, it's super easy. Just 8 ounces of water, 1 scoop, shake, and that's it. So it's super easy to get started. Just click the link in the description below or head on over to athleticgreens.com/SVDelos. If you do, you'll get 5 free travel packs of powder and a 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D drops with your first purchase, and support our project all at the same time. That's it. Thanks for watching. Back to the show. Are you ready to hit it?
Yeah, man. feels like I was just here, but it has been 2.5 years.
I was psyched and truly grateful to have our good friend Super Ryan come down to help with the giant list of jobs that lay ahead. At first, you might think that projects would go twice as fast with 2 people, but I actually think it's more like 3 times as fast. Boat work's kind of funny like that. I also just think having someone around to share the joy and misery is a huge morale boost and keeps me motivated.
I've even got shoes today. How about that, huh? Fancy. Take this special brushing thinner.
Brushing
Gonna
thinner.
need that. De-wax your surface prep.
Ooh, we're gonna have some fun with that this week.
Pass this. This is grease. Scotch Brite pads. Those are good to have.
Scotch Brite pads.
Okay.
Total boat out
Okay.
of goodies.
Yeah, the bottom doesn't look too bad. It's been like rough sanded, so there's this whole layer of dust on it. And then we're gonna need to touch up a few spots, like anywhere where we can start to see like this coming through, where it's gone down to the barrier coats.
I just touched it.
So it's gonna have to be done with hand, not so much machine. And so we'll get that rolling right now. In this curve here, sometimes the sander doesn't get in that angle too well, so we really have to get in here with our hands.
And then I noticed there was one bubble here. So for some reason, last time we did the keel, something got in there and it didn't adhere well. So I'm gonna need to take this back. It's not supposed to be used as like a fairing compound, but this is so thin. It says you can do it up to 1/2 inch, and we're nowhere near 1/2 inch here.
We're 1/16 at best.
So let's just see.
You're like the Michelangelo of epoxy spread in there, man. That's beautiful. Okay, so we hit the other side, so now it's time to knock this one out.
So if we can do that, then we can just let that cure, and then we just sand it, and then we're done.
Take a look at all this. Brian, how many miles do you think this paint job's got on us since last time? Since it would be July of 2020. What do you think?
Probably over 10,000.
10,000 miles? I was going along here a minute ago and just scraping any of the loose paint around the water line, and I noticed a different sound when I scraped around this area here. And so
Yeah, so there's some kind of a void or delamination, or
yeah, so
we got a mark so we can drill like a little hole and see if water comes pouring out, or maybe we need to fill it with epoxy or
right, so
like drilling a hole in your boat, huh?
yeah. So is this just a this is a test?
This is an
run.
exploratory hole.
These guys are getting ready to go across the Pacific, so we need to make sure there's not something going on here. Here's
And we just drilled a hole in the boat for no good reason.
no good reason we just drilled that hole.
I mean, it's the bulkhead ends literally right there, so it just goes from like reinforcement, bulkhead, and then there's nothing. So it's just a change in density.
Good problem to have.
Yeah, but the glass looks good. It's all nice and uniform. There's no delamination. So
Sweet.
better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Good news.
So after sanding off the first coat, got it down pretty smooth. Now we're coming back with coat number 2.
Daddy has to go work on the boat now. Can I have a hug? Oh, I love you so much. I'm gonna miss you so much today. You have fun with mommy, okay? Me and Ryan are gonna go get dirty.
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds a little weird.
I didn't know what I was signing up for when I agreed to this.
So one of the jobs that I really want to do while we're hauled out is put in the forward-looking sonar that we've had on board for, I don't know, almost 2 years now, but I need to put another through hole in the bottom of the boat. This is the one for the paddle wheel for the depth, speed, temperature sensor. So see how because of the hole is at an angle and you want the transducer to be as straight as possible, they've kind of like built this little fillet or fillet or gusset or whatever you want to call it out. And so what I'd like to do is put the transducer on this side, and then I'm going to sand down the paint down to the gel coat, and then we have the fun task of actually drilling through the hole. The forward-looking sonar will allow us to look forward into the water column, a few boat lengths ahead of Delos in fact, and should help us to maneuver into shallower anchorages. One option is just to go like that, flush mount.
Okay.
It can handle a 15-degree angle.
This angle here, correct?
That means that that angle has to be less than 15 degrees.
Right.
It's obviously a lot more work to make it level and a lot less work to make it straight. So maybe we should just measure that angle, and if it's less than 15 degrees, then just go with it. Just gonna make a mold, and then after this cures, then we'll take it out, and then we'll just glue it to the bottom, and then it'll be a little sanding mission. Looks really funny right now.
But the idea is when we're done with this, it's gonna be like sanded sort of straight across until we create a wedge like that,
Right.
although much bigger. And then we'll drill a vertical hole like straight up, and then we'll have to do another one of these on the inside for that nut, right?
Sweet.
So it's a bit of work, but it's gonna be cool. It's pretty good, right? 0.5?
Yeah.
It's gonna get there. Now we'll just fill it around here.
Dude, that looks so good.
I'll just wait till it's sanded.
You got some stalactites.
Yeah, those are by design.
Now we gotta get back to this repair up here on this transom. We put this on a couple of days ago. We just fixed this thing like a couple years ago,
I
didn't we?
know. In fact, it was just a couple days after we fixed it that Jeff unfixed it.
Jeff blames this on you though, just so you know.
I was anchored.
All right, so I just got done sanding down the original filler we put on there. And now I've come back with a fairing compound to get this whole corner back to looking good. Now there's definitely a debate going on because Jeff Bach is the one that hit this, and Jeff would like to say that it was Brian's fault, and Brian says it's Jeff's fault. And from my understanding is if you're under anchor, then it's not your fault. So anyway, once again, just cleaning up some debacle from Jeff Bach. Brian called me the other day and he said, Ryan, we got a lot of work to do on Delos. And I said, well, tell me what kind of things. And of course I knew we'd have to do this bottom. He said, well, we're gonna do a little more fun today. We're gonna be drilling a hole in the bottom of the
Right in
boat.
the bottom of the boat.
And I told him, I said, isn't that like kind of something you don't want to do in a boat? And he said, don't worry, Migo, we got this.
I got this.
Here it comes.
Yeah, we're looking good there. You like it.
I can see the hole.
Whew. Whew.
Upper body strength?
Whew. Or lack thereof.
Wow.
Hi. Hi, Kaz. How's it going?
That bottom is thick.
That's what she said. Or he said?
I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense, does it? Okay. Nice. Bingo! Yeah, nice job, dude. Woohoo!
Somebody is here.
This?
It's your best friend.
Oh, and this. Oh. This!
Hi. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Hi.
Missed you guys. Hi.
That night, we decided to take a little break from our toils in the boatyard and head out to a traditional Mexican celebration for Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead.
This is really cool though. It's
Yeah?
like a full Mexican celebration.
Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
It's like Mexican Halloween.
It's really cool. I like it. I love how people are dressed up.
Don't think about it when you see him with his fingers in everything.
Yeah, you just eat it and you think about it later.
Eat it and just know it's gonna be okay.
That's right.
We need to do the boot stripe next. So today what I'm doing is I'm peeling off the tape that they originally put down in order to sand the bottom. All right, now that we've got all the tape off, I've got tape above the red line, so tape here, and I've got tape below, and then I'm gonna sand all this, and then we'll come back and paint two different boot stripe and then the white stripe in between. So that's what we're doing now. And just like that, we just keep on taping those off. Well, we're getting along here pretty good on scraping the paint off, and then we'll pick a stripe first and we'll go ahead and paint that. But today's kind of a special day for me. This is my 17-year anniversary with my wife, Jenna. Some of you guys might be wondering, why in the world am I down here doing this instead of hanging out with my wife for my anniversary? And I just gotta say, that's how awesome my wife, Jenna, is. Happy anniversary, Jenna. Trust me, I'm having a great time.
Well, I'm pretty happy with how the forward-looking sonar came out. Now the challenge is doing the inside, so I have to do the exact same thing on the inside of the hole so that when I put the through hole through it, it has a horizontal surface to attach to, and there's not a lot of room in the build to work like I had under the boat. So I'm gonna try a little different method, but I'm just gonna use some epoxy resin this time in this can, and then I'm gonna try and set this thing at a 15-degree angle. It should be, if I can get it set it right at 15 degrees, and when I adhere it to the hole, it should be 0 degrees or close to it, or at least small enough that I can sand the rest off without having to sand the whole thing. I'm real happy with how this turned out. Pretty much the last step is we're gonna put some waterproof adhesive around. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That looks nice. All right, that's another one for the books.
Oh. All right, what is going on right now?
This is Demetrius. He came through. Not only was he cool enough to loan us the badass Suburban that we have, but he just drove down from Phoenix, brought us the scaffolding.
Heck,
Special order.
Yeah.
Ting.
Demetrius, of all the cool things you brought, I don't know, the peanut butter might be top of my list.
Yeah, look at that. Fresh
so
boot stripe, huh?
Gotta love fire engine red.
Get it. Oh, everybody meet Tom. Hey, Tom. Say hi to everybody.
How you doing?
Tom is getting his picture on the wall of fame shame today. I like that pose. It's a good one. Tom was also kind enough to lend us, well, lend us, can you lend a house?
I think it's
You let us
squat.
stay. You let
squatting.
us squat in your amazing house. Otherwise, we'd be living here in the boatyard,
Yeah.
and the boat is in sort of a state of disarray.
Are you guys working?
Yep.
Oh, having some lunch. Oh, can I have a blueberry? No? So while the boys are at the boatyard today, I have started to take home some cushions. Some of these stains though, I think are just like from 15 years of sailing stains. Look at that brown water. So that's before and after. It's a great difference. So I think I spent a total of about 6 hours steam cleaning all the cushions, and now I just put them all out to dry. This sun is amazing, like it dries so fast and it kind of removes some of the mold too, so I got most of the dirt out and most of the stains, so it should be ready to put back into the boat.
All right, today's next project is going to be the bow thrusters.
But this is it right here. You can kind of see the cutout. And again, it drops down to here and then has the propeller. Now the key thing we have to worry about is we learned a lesson in 2018, I believe, in Grenada when this fell and almost hit Alex right in the foot. not only did it almost break Alex's foot, but it also broke part of this fiberglass. And when it did that, it took Brian a couple of days to replace it.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna start loosening the last one. So go ahead and apply a little bit of up pressure on that. Okay, go ahead and lower it down.
That went a lot smoother than it did in 2018 for Blue. Now we can look up there and see old Brian.
Old Brian.
There
How
you
about
are.
normal Brian?
She is right there. So it takes this thing a while for all the oil to come out of it. So we just turn it up overnight. Goes into that Coca-Cola funnel, and then we'll service it.
We got a little spill here. It's just plain gear oil, and if there was a leak in it, or we were getting salt water inside, it would be like a milky white,
Foamy.
like a milkshake and foamy. And so what this tells me is that the seal in the prop and everything else is good. So there's no need to mess with that, because every time we take this apart, it's one step closer to not being able to be put back together again. So if it's not leaking, we're gonna leave it. We're just gonna let it drain out, and then we'll put new gear oil in it, put it back in, call it a day.
Now it's time for the job that everybody fights for, and that is cleaning up the prop. It is so satisfying to watch. And just like that, we got a shiny spot. Now we gotta do the rest of it, and it'll take a little while.
Let's see. Oh, pretty.
Yeah, that really came off real well.
Look how pretty it is.
Just like that, we got them all cleaned up.
We are about to drill another hole in the bottom of our boat, and I want you to film it.
That's your job? Okay. I don't know. Yeah. Let me know if you need me. I'm going back to work on my thumbnail again. Oh, bubbles? What's wrong?
I think I'm just gonna wait until I hear something, because this. We're stoked to send our top patrons a small piece of Delos as a token of our appreciation for making this trip possible. Thank you so much for your support, guys, and we hope you like the surprise we have for you.
All right, so I've taken a wire brush here and I've cleaned the whole bow thruster. And we've checked it to make sure it's all good. But now I'm gonna clean it real quick and give it a fresh little coat.
Let's get this thruster in, huh?
Thrust it up. Listen for Brian.
Up a little bit. A little bit more. There it is.
I think he said I have to lower the bow thruster. It's hard to hear because people are working in the yard. Like that sander that just turned on, forklifts. Okay, it came all the way down. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay, push up.
It's a yoga pose.
Okay, you can let go, I'm good.
I got a bet that he's probably told me it's locked in and it's good and he doesn't need me holding it anymore, but I couldn't hear him, so I don't want to take a chance and have it fall, so I guess I gotta stand here and hold it. Hey Brian, is it locked in? Damn
It's good. You can let go.
Every time I think he's saying something, that kid over there starts that sander so I can't hear him. Yo, I can let go? All right, I'm letting go.
It's been a hectic but very successful first week at the yard for Delos and her crew. But with Ryan's rapidly approaching flight back home and our trip to Sweden to see our family before setting out across the Pacific looming, the pressure was on to knock as much off the list as possible. Up next on Delos, the process continues.
We've got a brand spanking new mainsail we're gonna put up.
But not without our fair share of hiccups.
That one is like a half an inch too long.
This is gonna go to tomorrow, is my guess.
We might get the jib down real quick if it's all right with you guys.
This makes me nervous as hell. I think it...
Today's list, we're going to replace the compressor and the cooling plate. Yeah. These are 300 watt panels. And I've got some bigger 410 watt ones we're gonna put up there.
And it's a race against time to finish everything up before our trip to Sweden.
All right, now it comes... Yeah. Now it's
How's that churro?
Tastes a lot better than boatyard dust, I'll tell you that. So you're telling me, in a non-attorney way, you feel like this is...
It's like rear-ending a car. It's always the guy in the back's fault.